All right, we're going to go ahead and kick off today's webinar. Welcome. My name is Nicole Owens. I am the Director of Marketing Communications for MedTech. If you're not familiar with our organization, we work to bolster the medical device industry through education and networking, connection, and advocacy. And we're so pleased to have you with us today. We're going to be talking about AI-driven innovation and transforming MedTech for manufacturers with our friends in Quebec and how their leading solutions can help you. Before I turn it over to our moderator and our guest speaker for today, I do have a few housekeeping notes. So the webinar is being recorded, so anyone who registered for it will get a copy of the webinar after the event. And you will have time to ask questions. So please, as they occur to you, put them in the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen, and we will do our best to answer all the questions in the time allotted. All right. Today's webinar is brought to you by the Quebec Government Office in Boston, and I am pleased to turn it over to Renee to kick things off today.
Thank you, Nicole. Bonjour à tous. Hello, everyone. I'm René Sylvestre. I'm the Quebec designated delegate to New England. The Quebec Government Office in Boston is a proud member of MedTech. We greatly appreciate the opportunity to work with their team to support collaboration between Quebec and Massachusetts MedTech companies. It's a privilege for us to exchange best practices and knowledge, to identify emerging industry trends and understand the importance of regional collaboration. Quebec is home to 150 MedTech companies and over 270 service providers. At our office in Boston, we have a commercial attaché dedicated to life sciences. His name is Mr. Noah Ouellet. He's with us today. He helped actually organize this panel. Noah regularly organizes trade missions in New England and also in Canada. He was recently at MedTech Toronto with 20 enterprises from Quebec. Today, we are thrilled to showcase two of our industry leaders, Optel, which helps manufacturers build out digital and intelligent supply chains, and Vooban, which develops AI models to improve manufacturing processes. Their expertise is propelled by Quebec's excellent AI sector. Also, we are honored to have Anne Nguyen, Chief AI Officer at the Conseil de l'Innovation du Québec, the Quebec Innovation Council. She will be moderating the panel and introduce the two companies. So without further ado, I'll pass the mic to Anne and have a great panel. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Renee. So it's an honor. I'm really happy to be here and moderate this session. I've been 18 years in the healthcare space as a Chief Digital Transformation Officer and Chief Data Officer, and now Chief AI Officer for the Quebec Innovation Council. So just so you know, Quebec Innovation Council has been built 3 years ago. Our mission is to energize innovation in businesses in all sectors and Quebec society. So more specifically for the AI, we want to promote AI as a new tool, as a technological tool for the economic development. So just take a few minutes for you to understand the landscape of innovation and AI in Quebec. We are ranked 7 in the world if we use the AI index. So for the question, do we have the infrastructure to develop and utilize AI? Yes, we do. So with the question, do we have innovation research culture within the province? The answer was yes also. And do we have the right foundation to commercialize AI? The answer was yes. And we rank 7, which show that we have built a strong environment that encourages the same time the collaboration among academia, industry, and the government. So Quebec boasts a high concentration of AI researchers with leading institutions like the CRIM, Ivado, Avia, and Mila. We have specialized program in university too, so we are able to attract and nurture top talent in AI. Specifically also in MedTech industry, our ecosystem supports advancement in medical imaging, diagnosis, and personalized treatment. And we are able to enable the real-world testing and rapid deployment of the technology that can really improve the patient care and healthcare innovation and efficiency. So with that being said, I'm going to start right over with my first question. So for the panelists, so Alex and Hugues, starting with Alex. Alex, you're the Alex Watt Kaplan. You're the business division lead verified brand at Optel Group. Hugues Fols, you're the executive vice president at Vooban, and we have with us Andrew Gardner, global brand protection manager at Lexmark International. So I'm going to start with you, Alex. So can you please introduce us to your company and discuss how the AI-powered technology capabilities that you have built can support manufacturers, including manufacturers of medical technology?
Oops, need to go off mute, sorry. So thanks, Anne, for the introduction. I'm really excited today to talk about Optel. As you mentioned, I'm the business division leader, primarily focused on regulatory compliance, product authentication, and consumer engagement. So I'm here today to talk about Optel's traceability solutions. We'll touch on our core mission, the vision, and some of the technology that is behind the solutions that really enable transparency and trust through our supply chain. So first, I'd like to talk just a little bit about Optel. We've been in business for over 35 years and have had AI in our mind since day one. We started with some of the earliest vision algorithms and grew into a global leader in traceability and compliance solutions. Right now, we have around 500 employees worldwide across multiple continents and connect thousands of different companies together, tracking over 25 billion serial numbers every single year. And while we focus heavily on the life science area, we also have expertise that spans food and beverage, natural resources, environmental solutions, consumer goods, agrochemical, and even manufacturing. And really at Optel, we believe that technology can drive real positive change, no matter the industry that we're talking about. So for our mission, it's really around using this transformative technology to make a positive social and environmental impact. We really want to connect and make sure that there is a transparent supply chain with sustainable practices that not only benefit the businesses that we work with, but ultimately the end consumers that are taking part of our product. And to make this vision a reality, we offer a number of advanced solutions that combine high-tech software and hardware, all powered by AI to enable real-time data capture and analysis. And our goal is to make sure that the supply chain is more secure through these capabilities. This is especially important really in regulated industries, the MedTech and pharma and life science, where compliance and traceability are really crucial for us. Our systems are integrated to really help manufacturers confidently track, monitor, and verify their products. So whether it's at the packaging site, at a warehouse, or in the field, we want to support the consumers and our partners with compliance and improving consumer trust. So just taking a quick look at maybe how we might achieve this. Typically, we work with a number of brand owners that often want to improve their traceability, have visibility within their supply chain, but they don't want to disrupt their processes that they're already have in play. Adding something new is always challenging, and to make the least amount of impact is always important. Additionally, we've also seen an increased trend where consumers want to know where their products are coming from. And this has really helped improve and increase protection and repeat business with our clients. So our solution is really about providing real-time detection, whether it be fraud detection, brand detection, or consumer insights, with really minimal process changes to your supply chain. And the approach starts at the manufacturing site, as I said. So we have the opportunity to generate secure codes. Maybe it's a 2D data matrix or a holographic image or an RFID that is uniquely applied to each and every single product. And through our integrations with different ERP systems or your downstream supply chain partners, we're able to capture critical data, such as when things move from location to location, or possibly when it is returned, or even when it's destroyed. And this really helps to build a complete chain of custody throughout the picture of the life cycle of the product. And then as an end consumer, or as potentially a regulatory authority, we have the opportunity to authenticate that product in real time and check its history. And this really provides some valuable insights for the companies that we work with. This helps to promote regulatory compliance. They can continue to promote their brand reputation, and obviously have some great benefits around preventing counterfeit. We provide options like fingerprint analysis, unique verifications, and all of this is really driven to protect our friends and family that are using these goods. And like I mentioned, we're committed to maintaining product integrity and building that consumer trust and confidence. So that's just a little bit about Optel and some of the things that we do to help drive consumer trust.
Well, thank you so much, Alex. And don't hesitate if you have a question, you can put them on the Q&R. I'm going to read them at the end, and hopefully we'll have time for Alex and Hugues and other panelists to answer your question. So if I may, so Optel, we understand that you were born with AI, you're a sustainable business. You create AI that is really cohesive with all the processes and across the industry. And not only you comply, you also promote responsible AI, which is really fabulous in this time of the period we are in with AI. And you promote also transparency. So thank you so much, Alex. And I'm going to pass it to you, Hugues. If you can give us an overview of Vooban and also the AI capability that you have built.
Sure. Thank you, Anne. I'm going to share my screen for a few slides. So Vooban, we are what we call the Canadian leader in AI, meaning that we are the largest private firm in applying AI. So what we do in a few words is finding the right problem to solve using AI, of course, and we are solving it. So what it means, you'll see it in a few moments. So in a few minutes, we are developing and implementing AI solutions for many use cases, and of course we have done projects in the medical device and let's say in the MedTech in general. So it's we are about 200 employees, a little bit more probably today, and since 13 years we have been in business, and we started at the very beginning of the wave in AI. So we've been doing custom softwares for, let's say, the first 7 years of Vooban, and since 6 to 7 years we opened and we developed an expertise in AI. We come from the national defense. So first customer for Vooban was developing very complex software for national defense of Canada, of course. And from that point, we assembled a team of AI scientists. That was a team of a few people at the beginning, and now it's a team of more than 30 people. with the capability and the expertise to cover almost all kind of AI model. So what we tackle is, again, the right solution for the right problem to solve in the right priority. So if you look at your company, AI must be seen as something powerful and clearly not a buzzword. So we try to kill the buzzword at each time we can. AI can be powerful. It's not the only solution. And sometimes we simply say to customers that AI is probably not the right solution for them where they are in their digital transformation, and they should think about first structuring their data and or looking at BI to start somewhere. And of course, the goal must be to land a first project in AI. So expertise at Vooban is across everything I said. So we also have a team to develop custom software for one good reason. Applying AI means and must be understand as something that is custom. AI algorithms are mainly open source and must be understand as something that will be trained and deploy in your environment within a custom environment. So meaning a custom software environment connected to your own system, your own ERPs, MES, machines, everything. And so that's where we grab the data we need and we train those algorithms, but of course the algorithm must run within a system itself. So that's where developers like we have build part of the system connected to data lake, data warehouse, and we deploy the full environment for the project we deploy. That's more or less what we do. And we have a lot of fun doing that. What is also important for us is the environment. So we are still a young company and looking at all the challenges around the world and mainly the challenges related to sustainability. So all the problems that we are trying to solve, AI is too often see as a technology where in energy is an issue where AI will replace jobs that we won't be able to find out again, and many misconceptions about AI are out there. So we try to put in front what AI can be as AI for good. So we work with companies where we measure the good, so the positive impact of our projects, and when we save time, when we optimize operations, and when we produce less waste and we are more efficient, of course we consume less energy and we are more profitable at the end of the day, but the company is clearly more sustainable and less negative for the environment in general. So that's also metrics that we follow, and those numbers are very interesting. You can find many use cases where we put that in front on our website. So that's why there's only 2 slides to present Vooban, but our website is telling everything.
Well, thank you, Hugues. So I understand that you're looking for impact, positive impact within the businesses, but also the footprint that you're having outside. And I've known Hugues, I've seen Hugues presenting, and it's true that he's killing the buzz. So Vooban is really about problem-centric solutions, about AI, authentic AI too. So really not doing AI just for the sake of doing AI. And all of that in respect with your information system, environment, and reality. So that's really amazing. So I'll encourage you again, if you have questions, to put them in the Q&R. So we have seen Optel and now Vooban. So we had the who. So let's dig in maybe on the how. So I'd like to turn to presenting a real use case studies of work Optel and Vooban have done with a manufacturer. So we're happy to have with us again Andrew Gardner, who is the Global Brand Protection Manager at Lexmark International. Lexmark has the long-standing partnership with Optel, and while they manufacture printers, they use their use case is quite fascinating example of what a successful partnership with Optel can look like. So I'll turn it up to you if you want to share your screen, Andrew.
So, Anne, thank you, and again, appreciate the invitation. So again, what I want to do today is to share a few slides, and we will take you through what we do with Optel, and go through a case study. So Lexmark has been a partner with Optel for many years. We have had a very long successful partnership with them, and you know, what they've really been able to do is to give us the ability to bring the awareness and authentication capabilities to our consumers, to our channel partners, to our distributors across the globe. You know, as we look at our capabilities to go out and authenticate product, you know, we have, you know, a finite set of resources for my brand protection activities. But you know, what we do is we look at using the Optel solutions. We have, you know, mobile apps for both consumers and our investigators to go out and do real-time authentication in the field and bring that back. So that's a little bit what we're going to go talk about today. But again, as Anne said, my name is Andrew Gardner. I'm the Global Brand Protection Manager for Lexmark, based in Lexington, Kentucky. I have global responsibility for all of our supplies and intellectual property enforcement programs. And one of the key tools that we have that enables us to learn about a lot of the products that are out in the field allows us to identify genuine products or counterfeit products. One of the best tools we have is unit level serialization. So what I'm going to do is take you through a quick flow chart that shows you how we use serialization, where it is, how things are linked together, and then we'll talk about a case study. So if we start on the top left of the screen, Lexmark manufactures cartridges in a number of places around the world, but in our manufacturing sites, each toner cartridge has a unique serial number. So we have a cartridge with a part number, we have a unique serial number, and then those go into a box that has a security label on the top. At the manufacturing site, we're aggregating the part number, the serial number, and the security label ID number, which is applied through the partnership with Optel. Those leave our manufacturing site, they go to our distribution centers. At our distribution centers, when we conduct a sales transaction to our distributors, we capture that serialization information, where we capture that cartridge serial number. We ship to our distributors. Our distributors are required to scan our serial number information back to us. So we have the information at that point as well. So at this point, we've tracked our serial numbers all the way around to our reseller. And at this point, whether it's one of our investigators using our investigator app, or if it's one of our channel partners or law enforcement partners using the Lexmark ID app that's out on the App Store, we have the ability to provide authentication capabilities to a greater population. So the reseller, they sell those cartridges to the end user. We get end user information. Sorry, we provide end users the ability to glean the information to find out, did I buy a genuine cartridge? Did I buy a counterfeit cartridge? And if they have questions, they can feed information back to us through the app. What that does is it gives us data to go off, search through, learn what's out there, learn what's going on. Are we seeing trends in certain countries? Are we seeing certain information that's unusual or different? Gives us the ability to go off and learn more about what's going on in the field. When those cartridges ultimately come back to us through our recycling program. We scan those serial numbers, we take them out of our database so they can't be used again. And so again, there's a sort of a life cycle of a serial number here on the screen. And so what I want to just highlight here is in the top right, you can see there's a security label on the top of the box with that 2D data matrix code from Optel. That, along with the serial number that's on the cartridge that you can see at the bottom of the screen, which is repeated on the outside of the box, along with the cartridge part number, those are the items that are aggregated. So we scan, capture, we maintain all that information. And so when somebody goes onto the Lexmark website or somebody uses the mobile app, they can either enter the cartridge serial number or the Optel ID serial number from the security label and authenticate that product. And then what we're able to do is we're able to, on the back end, we're able to scan or see those scans. We're able to see where that product was destined for and is it being authenticated and checked in the correct place. And one of the high points of this type of activity is when we're able to go off and conduct test purchases and investigations. And what I want to talk to you a little bit about next is a recent case study that we've generated from the US. And so as part of our brand protection program, we make test purchases from global marketplaces. Some of them are physical brick and mortar marketplaces. Some of them are online marketplaces. So this year, we were in the process of conducting some test purchases from some key marketplaces in the US. Back in January, we made a series of purchases and received counterfeit product. And from the counterfeit product, we were able to see the serial number from the cartridge didn't match the part number, which didn't match the security label ID number. And so we made a series of purchases from seller number 1. We made some purchases from the entity that became seller number 2, and then ultimately seller number 3. Through this, we were able to identify from our serial number, part number, security label number aggregation, we were able to backtrack this to the reseller and the distribution channel on the left side of the screen. And from there, we were able to data mine and see which accounts we had sold those to. And so as we went through this process, we were able to triangulate on this to start with, this counterfeit manufacturer. Then we discovered the counterfeits were also being sold on marketplace platform number 2. The seller on marketplace platform number 2 was actually the same person we had triangulated on as our counterfeit manufacturer. So working with our Lexmark investigators, working with law enforcement, we were able to do a series of additional test purchases, make some additional inroads into identifying in a concrete manner who the counterfeit manufacturer was. And in August of this year, we were able to work with the county prosecutor and their team. And in August, we conducted a criminal enforcement action against the counterfeiter that we had identified. And we've also been able to follow that up with civil litigation as well. So what this does is that this shows us the power of the serial number and the data aggregation. Without the ability for us to have this serial number information, we would never have been able to, excuse me, we would never have been able to identify our counterfeit manufacturer. We'd never been able to backtrack this to our distributor or reseller to look at that sales data to see where those cartridges had been sold to originally. So what this essentially does is this provides us unit level serialization. It provides us the ability to go from our manufacturing records through our distribution records to our distribution partners to who they're selling it to. And then as we go out and we do test purchases, we do investigations, we do raids and seizure actions, we were able to track these products back. And, you know, in this particular case, this led to both civil litigation and criminal enforcement. So again, as we as we look at what made this successful, it comes back to the serial numbers. And so, as we look at where do we want to go next with this, as we want to get into some machine learning type applications, we want to look at being able to match up where products are being sold and where products are being authenticated. So we can look at whether or not we're seeing gray market or product diversion taking place. So again, without the partnership with Optel and without our serial number aggregation, case studies like this, successes like this would not be possible. So again, I'd just like to thank Alex for all of his efforts and helping us be successful. So that's my session for this afternoon. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Andrew. But I still have maybe one question for you because it was really fascinating. And I think it would be great for us to understand how Optel future capability. So I guess also Alex has a roadmap and there's so much going on with AI. How do you see your current work and also enable how you work in the future with Optel? Either Andrew or Alex, yeah.
So Alex, let me start. I think, again, as I just mentioned, as we look at the amount of data that is collected, the amount of information, as you saw in Alex's presentation, that they collect, billions of serial number records each year. Our data pool is not quite that big, but it's still overwhelming to look at from a manual perspective. So I think as we look at what we want to do next, it's bringing some sort of AI or machine learning to bear to help us with identifying anomalies or trends within the data that we're collecting today.
Thank you. Alex, would you like to add something?
And that's certainly things that we're looking at and that will actually be implemented very soon. These personalized insights around the massive data set is really something that's fascinating. That often you see hundreds of thousands of verifications, but what does it all mean? So having that insight, being able to spot trends, and having a helping hand with AI to do that is certainly the next step for us.
Excellent, thank you. So thank you for the use case, and it was really precise. And we see here that AI can be used at really precise pain points, and it's not the overall process. Human is still in the loop, doing what humans are able to do best with their expertise. And we see that in the process, there's multiple stakeholders too. So thank you so much again, Andrew and Alex. I'll turn now to Hugues. Hugues, I know that you have worked with number of clients in healthcare sector, and do you have any specific use case where your work supported medical technology manufacturer?
Sure. I was present a few slides, a few projects, in fact, and it's always a lot easier this way. So what we've done in MedTech is identification of problematics using vision systems. So we assemble many solutions in let's say for instance med device here to find parts or bubbles in the syringe. In this case, we were looking at 250 microns parts. So those detections of contaminants have been done using AI, of course, and we were able to reach 98% of accuracy. So this is one cool example that can be done in, let's say, many things that we produce in the MedTech world. Another one is an orthopedic implant that we automate, kind of. So the project was to find the defect again. So defect detection when we manufacture an orthopedic implant is crucial. I'm sure you can understand that. So finding scratches, showing black spot, again, when it's a small piece of one, it was at one point, some orthopedic implant are made with some kind of plastic, and other are made with I don't remember the name of the metal, of course, but other material, and we inspect those using cameras and using AI again. The other thing is we can read things. So reading, in this case, factory@open.net, where in the medical system we still use paper, and reading paper is always a challenge for algorithm and for a human, of course. It's a very repetitive task. So what we have done is train an algorithm to read physician or let's say order or data that we found on what we call in the province of Quebec, Castonguette. So those papers, a piece of paper, were used to build the work of those physicians, and we can find quote of task and potentially also other informations about what they have done for each patient. So it was a system that have been assembled to read with an accuracy of close to, it was 99%, because of course we wanted to be better than human for sure, but also we cannot accept any false reading for that kind of very specific information, when it's an information to literally pay a physician for the job he have done. So detection of, again, all those code and information was done by an AI. We have done, as another example, a cool project named iBreast. It's a project that have been started in US, in suburb of New York, and the company was looking to develop the software part and the AI part to do breast cancer test using a brand new device that they developed, and I think you have the image of it, and the device was mean to be sent in the less developed country, because it was very accessible, very a lot less expensive than the huge machine that we use in North America, and very accurate. So that was the very interesting part of this innovation. So we had to pull all the data that the device was producing and sending to an algorithm that treats it and interpret it. And so the interpretation was done by an algorithm to do the prediction or the prescription, of course, of a treatment or not. So clearly the algorithm was treating the data to treat or do the call if there is a potential cancer or not. And this iBreast device is now FDA approved and commercialized around the world, by the way. So not only a cool device, but a device that will change the world for many, many women around the world. So what we developed is the platform to, again, gather the data, ensuring that if there is an issue, a physician, of course, so human is still in the loop, physician can receive the data when there is a risk or when the algorithm is not with the level of accuracy we are looking for. And if not, if the physician doesn't need to see it, we can directly send the result to the local physician that cannot necessarily have the let's say the breast cancer expertise in this case. So it was another path and another way to send in more than 12 countries, as you can see, those devices to solve a worldwide problem. LabPlast, that is it's a bag producer, so plastic bags used for all kinds of sampling in the medical device and pharmaceutical industry also. So we assembled a set of algorithms to automate their machines, where we were able to do what we call the closed loop. So we identify a defect because those bags are very well and very regulated. So they ask for a very high level of quality. So testing and the problem of quality was huge for them. And the problem was, if the machine is producing a wrong bag, at the speed the machine is running, it's going to produce thousands or hundreds and thousands of wrong bag. So those defects are lost, literally. So what we did is train an algorithm to do what we call the prediction of a defect. And the prediction of a defect is also capable of predicting the prescripting to the machine. That's where the closed loop is going, predicting to the machine what must be the adjustment to never get this defect. So once we have a prediction strong enough to the defect that is coming, we can also prescript to the machine the adjustment to be made and never get this defect. So that's what we call the zero defect goal, or the closed loop, where a machine can be very, very accurate and almost never get or never produce a defect. And you can subscribe to a newsletter if you want to know more about projects. We are, I mean, between 20 to 30 projects are running at Vooban in the same time. So we can talk about projects all day long.
Thank you. And we see that your spectrum of work is really broad, and the impact is quite positive on care accessibility. And here you have the AI to augmented human capability. So use the eye of the human for the right reason, and also use the capability of the machine to look at really precise defaults. So AI kind of relieve the human from repetitive also process. You know, we are here and we see that manufacturing sector can really benefit from AI-driven automation with predictive maintenance and process optimization. So these applications really help reduce the cost, enhance productivity too. So I'll turn another question to for Optel, so Alex and you, Vooban. So could you give us some insight, and maybe you can put your glasses of a futurologist, give us some insight on how your company has grown and will continue to grow with the Quebec AI ecosystem, and how this ecosystem really help you sustain your company, and how is it to be part of a company that can propel within an ecosystem of innovation? So I'll start with you, Alex.
Sure, and I would say, like I mentioned, we've been in business for around 35 years, or over 35 years at this point, and AI has been at the heart of that. And I think being part of the AI ecosystem from early vision inspection has really driven some of the advanced solutions that we are very proud of today. We continue to have and expand that AI capability into our software, and are looking to augment that human aspect with machine learning, with unique vision inspections, and being part of the Quebec ecosystem, I think really has brought together a number of world-class research and opportunities that might not have been available had we been someplace else. For us, I think additionally, we also are co-founders of the Scale AI, which is really focused on building the sustainable supply chain through AI innovation. And going forward, what our plans are, if I had a crystal ball, would be to use that generative AI really to augment and improve the compliance risk. to help companies provide and do risk assessments and provide more tailored insights into the data that they have. With dealing with 25 billion serial numbers, that's a lot of data to really understand and bring value to your day-to-day operations. So I think having that expertise and community will definitely help us continue to grow and push us to the cutting edge.
Thank you, Alex. And you, Hugo?
What I see is, let's say, it's pretty positive for us for sure, but what I see also is a challenge in North America. We are, you know me, and we are lucky, in fact, to be in this industry. It's a very cool industry. I mean, this technology, AI in general, whatever, if it's what we call traditional AI, which is strange because it seems or it sounds like it's old AI since Gen AI is out there. But before Chat GPTs, by the way, there were AI. It was AI, and AI was out there since many 20 years, 30 years ago. So we have to grab and to embrace AI. So that's my main message. We at Vooban, we're gonna be okay. So the problem is we are growing fast, and we are at the right place, I think. But our manufacturers in North America are not. I'm actually in Chicago, and I mean, no one is talking about AI. They are talking about machines and problems and for solving problems the very old way. So Kaizen and 5S and industrial manufacturing, industrial engineering, I mean, is still okay, but we have to jump in the AI ride as soon as possible, because Asian countries and European countries are way in front of us. So if we don't grab this momentum, one day it will be too late. So that's my message.
Well, thank you, Hugo. And we'll have time for a few questions. And I received a few questions. There's one for Andrew. Andrew, so you said you were a customer of Optel for a long time, I think 15 years. What were the criteria to choose Optel at first?
Okay. So actually, I think if I think back, we first started our conversations with them in the 2009 time period, 2008, 2009. So it has been a very long, successful relationship. As we were looking for a provider, we needed somebody who could support our manufacturing facilities on a global basis. Somebody that had the ability to respond quickly. And at the time we were looking, Optel was the one that rose to the top, and since then, we've been very pleased with that relationship, and I think that's indicated by the length of time that we have been partnered together.
Thank you so much. I have a question also for Alex. So you talked about the kind of responsible AI, but you also talk about transparency. So how is it possible to track the transparency of your model?
And I think at the heart of it is sustainability and transparency. So for us, it is about that visibility and providing every single point of verification, every single point of touch that might happen on the product. We want to make sure that that's visible to our consumers, whether it be a law enforcement, someone from the regulations, or even just an end consumer. That's one way to build trust and provide that visibility.
Thank you. And it's not an M question, so either of you, if you want to answer, what do you see are the main 2 or 3 challenges to fully adopt AI in product development and innovation in the West? Hugues?
Yeah, there is a lot of challenges, in fact. The main 2 or 3, I would say, just to start would be the understanding of what AI can do. So it's very basic. Right now, let's say manufacturers, but companies in general are not understanding the power of AI. So that would be the first step for me. The other one would be the right roadmap. So solving problems must be the main focus, if it's not the only focus. For the rest, you if you don't do that, you must fall in what I call the AI buzzword trap, which is the worst thing that can happen, because you won't be happy with the first project in AI, and you will probably you won't believe in AI anymore. So finding the right problem to solve, finding, of course, a good partner to help you with AI, because AI is complex. I mean, a team of PhDs and post-PhDs to like we have at Vooban. I mean, it's pretty tough to assemble first, but those guys, those people try work with a pretty high level of complexity.
Okay, thank you. We still have time for one more question. So again, it's not an aim question, so either of you want to address it. Both of you, Vooban and Optel, you've talked about a lot of customization. Will one day we'll have out-of-the-box AI solution?
Want to go first, Alex?
I think at least for Optel, the day-to-day activities and the partners that we interact with are a little bit more predictable maybe than Hughes has been describing from his perspective. So I think some out-of-the-box AI in terms of awareness, maybe some more compliance and better understanding of the data will certainly happen. But to really customize it and train the model, I think is where one of the challenges.
Thank you, Alex. Okay.
My answer to this question is there is two answers. First one is for the Gen AI. So all the LLM are a kind of the shelf solution, and that is a proof that yes, it is already available. So we have those models. So it's a question of what kind of models, in fact. So those LLM, those models like ChatGPTs and all the others are the main, and probably will remain the only kind of models that are performant. And we need to look at the performance of models. So that will be performant as we expect in terms of AI. So LLM is the exception for me. The rest will be and will remain custom for one main reason. Every week, if it's not every day, and a new algorithm is available for a use case, a specific use case. If it's sales prediction, if it's vision system, if it's operational research, whatever it is, stack of algorithm are evolving, and the availability of new algorithm is going so fast. If we embed something, or if we embed one algorithm within a software, we are not up to date for sure. So that's why I don't believe in off the shelf for other solutions than LLM.
Thank you so much. Well, this is the end of the Q&R. It was really an honor again to be moderating this session. Alex, Andrew, Yung, thank you again. So I'll pass it back to Nicole.
Thank you so much, everybody. What a great conversation. Really appreciate you taking the time today to share your expertise. And thank you to everyone who joined us live and asking your questions. We hope you have enjoyed today's content, again, brought to you by our friends at the Quebec Government Office in Boston. Everyone who registered will get the recording after this, and I will include contact information for you to contact that government office in Boston should you have heard something today that you would like to learn more about and learn more about working with Quebec to bring your business forward. I encourage you to go to massmedic.com and check out all the other great events we have coming up. and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.